Hi everyone, and welcome into today's episode of Awaken Radio. It is really nice to be here with you today. Thank you for tuning into the show, and I'm excited about the topic that we're going to be talking about today because I don't think I've ever dedicated a whole episode to this particular topic. I mean, I've definitely talked about it as part of other episodes, but I don't think we've really gone deep into it and given it its whole own episode like we're going to do today. And this particular topic we're going to talk about is magnetism. I want to talk about magnetism with you and becoming magnetic to what you want. It is such a juicy topic. It's something I really love to talk about and I'm very passionate talking about because it is such a key principle of feminine energy, feminine living, feminine embodiment. And it's such a key principle of manifestation and manifesting and creating the life we want in an easeful and nourishing and pleasurable way. Like your magnetism is such a key part of that. And it's such a key part of embodying your feminine energy as well, which are topics that I love to talk about. So magnetism ties in so beautifully and perfectly to everything that I really enjoy sharing with you on the podcast. And so today's episode is how to become magnetic to what you want. I'm going to offer you 6 kind of steps or principles around becoming magnetic to what you want, and really just talk more about this concept of magnetism and really help you understand what it means to be magnetic and how you can turn on your own magnetism and how you can use this energy within you to really draw what you desire into your life and create more of what you want in your life. So as I said, it's going to be very, very juicy. And this ties in so perfectly to everything I'm talking about at the moment because, as you would have heard, I have enrollments open for Creatress, which is my feminine manifestation program. And enrollments actually close for that on Sunday, the 6th of November. So when you're listening to this episode, you may only have a few days left before we close enrollments for this round. We start on Monday, the 7th of November for 7 weeks together, 7 live weeks, taking us right up to the end of the year, where we're really going to focus on manifesting and magnetizing your desires in this really feminine way. And this is a way that doesn't mean you're not taking action and you're not also drawing on your masculine energy, because we do need that masculine side. But you're bringing your dreams to life and you're creating what you want in a way that actually feels embodied and nourishing and easeful and in flow, and where you're being guided by your intuition, where you're co-creating with the universe, where you're working with the principles of energetic alignment and magnetism, where you're moving through the inner up level to become the version of yourself that you need to be to have what you want. So we're doing a lot of embodiment-based energetic work and then combining this in with the practical work. And when we work this way in creating what we want, like I said, this is a deeply feminine way because it allows us as women to stay embodied in our feminine energy and not have to abandon this part of us and go into this like over-functioning masculine, strategizing, hustling, taking excessive action, burning ourselves out, and trying to intellectualize ourselves through the blocks that we're encountering. And instead, if you are encountering blocks, we actually go in and alchemize this through the body, through a lot of really powerful feminine-based practices that I give you. So if you have been thinking about joining Creatress, if you feel drawn to this journey, this is your last chance to enroll before the doors close on the 6th of November. And you can go to conniechapman.com/creatress to learn more about that and secure your spot. And if you would love to learn a little bit more about my feminine approach to manifestation, if you're kind of curious what I mean about this, and if you're interested in Creatress, but you want a little bit more of an idea of, my approach to manifestation and what you're going to learn, I'm also hosting a free masterclass on Thursday, the 3rd of November. And that is the art of feminine manifestation. And I am repeating this masterclass that I ran earlier in the year because it was so popular and so many of you loved it. And it's a masterclass where I teach you the 7 key pillars of feminine manifestation. So if you want to learn a little bit more about this incredible approach to manifesting and creating what you want, you can go to conniechapmancourses.com/manifestation to register for that free training. Just go down to the link in the show notes if it's easier. And I'll be sending out the replay for anyone who doesn't come live, but that will give you a really beautiful insight into what I teach about manifestation. It's totally free, and you'll be able to see then as well if my approach resonates with you and if you'd like to dive deeper in Creatress too. So they are some opportunities to go a lot deeper with me. But in this episode today, I want to give you some starting points. And so you can kind of feel through what I'm sharing with you here and sort of feel into like, does this approach of magnetism, does this approach of creating what I want in a way that nourishes my feminine energy and allows me to stay embodied in my feminine, does this resonate with me? And if it does, obviously there's some opportunities to go a little bit deeper with me in this conversation, but I want to offer you some starting points here, and I want to give you, a real foundation of what magnetism is. So magnetism is an energetic principle, and it's also a deeply feminine principle. And when we're working with magnetism, we're working with this idea that we can draw things into our life through our energy rather than having to chase after them through our action. And through our ability to lean back into our own energy and into our magnetism, we can magnetize what we desire into our life rather than always being in a leaning forward energy where we're like hunting and chasing after what we want and hustling and forcing and trying to make it happen. And magnetism is so nourishing for your feminine energy to work with this principle. It is a principle that allows you as a woman to stay embodied in your feminine and in your pleasure and in your nourishment and in your body while you're creating what you want. You don't have to go into that masculine approach in order to manifest your desires. And so that's why I love teaching about magnetism. And ultimately, magnetism comes down to the energy that you radiate and embody. That's what magnetism is. It is all about the energy that you are radiating and embodying, the energy that you have cultivated within yourself. Because you can be cultivating and embodying an energy within you that is either very magnetic to what you want or actually very repelling to what you want. And this is where we start to really understand the energetic aspects of manifestation. Because we hear a lot about the practical and action approach to manifestation, which is all about what we're doing. But we also want to understand the energetics of manifestation, especially if we want to manifest in a more feminine way. And when you're understanding the energetics, like I said, you're understanding that whatever energy you are embodying is radiating through you. You are transmitting a frequency and it is being felt. And that frequency that you're transmitting and radiating is drawing things into your life. And you can either be embodying and radiating and transmitting a frequency that is in alignment with what you want and is magnetic to what you want, or is actually out of alignment with what you want and is going to repel and push away what you want. And so when we work with magnetism, we're really beginning to understand the energetic side of everything that we're doing. And we're beginning to see just how important it is to be aware of our energy. And so when we're working with this idea of magnetism, like I was saying, the energy that you cultivate within you is either deeply in alignment with what you want to create. In that, and I'll talk about this in a minute, your energy is a match to it. The energy that you are feeling and radiating is an energetic match to what you desire. And when you understand the principles of magnetism, it's that you draw into your life whatever is an energetic match to you. So you can actually always be being magnetic, but it's like, what are you being magnetic to? That's the question. And what you're being magnetic to is all determined by the energy that you're radiating and embodying. And that energy all comes from your thoughts, your feelings, what you're focusing on, your beliefs, the inner stories you're telling yourself, what's going on in your body, your subconscious, even your subconscious blocks and beliefs impact your ability to be magnetic to what you want. So we're really looking in here at this is deeply energetic when you're really understanding magnetism. And this is why it's so powerful for us as women, because we get to work with more of the energetic side of creation, which means we don't have to expend so much energy. Like as women, when we are working with more of the masculine approach, we have to use so much energy to create what we want. All of that action, all of that thinking, all of that strategizing, like it's literally exhausting. And it leaves us as women incredibly burnt out and depleted and drained. It drains our radiance. It drains our life force. And that can work. That approach can often work for men or people who identify as men more because of their hormone makeup and their build and their genetics, and they're more built for that, that hard, being resilient and tough and being able to withhold stress and do a lot. But that doesn't work for the feminine body, the feminine nervous system, and our feminine energy, which just does not work in that linear, huge output of energy way. It works in a more cyclical way. Feminine energy requires nourishment, it requires rest, and we will burn out if we continue to apply masculine principles to creating what we want. So let's get into talking about these 6 principles of how we can really begin to work in a more magnetic approach. So the first thing is you want to, first of all, know what you want. And this isn't my first step. This is kind of like a pre-step. If you're someone who you don't feel like you fully know what you desire yet, or you're still clarifying what you desire, you're not owning your desires, listen to my most recent episode, my episode before this one, because it is all about living in devotion to your feminine desire. So you definitely want to be in devotion to your desires, be showing up for your desires, be living guided by your desires. You need to kind of have that step down first, that step mastered before you can become magnetic. So listen to episode 126 if you want to clarify more around what you actually want. But let's assume you're clear on what you want and you're owning that and you're really devoted to that. The first thing is we need to create within us a magnetic energy. That's the first piece of magnetism, right? Like you need to have a magnetic energy, like I've just been saying. And a magnetic energy is an energy of fullness and wholeness, completeness, contentment, radiance. It is literally where you have cultivated this energy within your own self. Like this is not related to what your life looks like right now and what is or isn't in your life. It's an energy you cultivate from within based on how you are filling yourself up from within. So magnetism is an energy of fullness. It's actually where we overflow. Like when our energy is so lit up and full and turned on and in pleasure and happy and enjoying life and we're being nourished and we're doing the things that make us feel good, like you are filled up with life force, with aliveness, with joy, with pleasure, with good feelings, and then it overflows out of your energy field and people feel it. People are like, whoa, that woman, she's just like radiating something. She's just oozing something. Whatever she is oozing and radiating off her has first been cultivated within her. She has cultivated that energy within herself. And it's very difficult to radiate a magnetic energy when you're feeling empty and you're in lack and scarcity and you're exhausted and you haven't made any time for the things that make you happy and make you feel good and you're feeling neglected and you're feeling depleted. So it all comes down to how we take care of ourselves, how full our life is of the things that nourish us and light us up, how full and happy our heart is, how grateful we are, how much we're appreciating life, how much we're celebrating what we have, how good we're feeling about ourselves. It's our ability to create a feeling of wholeness within ourselves through the way that we live our life, through the way that we spend our time, through the way that we take care of ourselves. And the things that turn on our magnetism, I think, are different for all of us. But for me, it's the things where I'm really spending time giving to myself and filling myself up. So like my morning practice is where I cultivate my magnetism, because I'm in my practices, I'm connecting with myself, I'm coming into my body, I'm like filling up with this juicy energy, because I'm giving so much to myself, and then it radiates off me. My self-care makes me magnetic. Self-pleasure makes me magnetic. Doing things that I love, doing work that I love actually makes me magnetic. Like the way that I spend my time on my work, doing things that I love, like it lights me up. Like when are you the most lit up? When do you feel the most nourished, the most alive, the most grateful, the most in your body, the most self-connected, the most empowered? Like that's the energy. And this is like the energy of a woman fully embodied in her feminine energy and her feminine power and her feminine wholeness and her worth. And she knows who she is. She knows how to make herself happy. It's like really comes down to your relationship with yourself. So that's the first thing, is creating this magnetic energy. And maybe it would even be useful for you to think about when you last remember feeling really magnetic and what was going on in your life around that time that was really helping you cultivate that energy within yourself. The second step to magnetism, the second key part of this, is about becoming an energetic match. So understanding that magnetism is about matching energies and frequencies. So we will magnetize into our life, like a magnet, what we are an energetic match to. So like I was saying, I mean, you can be being magnetic all the time because we are creating all the time. We're all creating our lives all the time. It's just, what are you creating? Based on what are you radiating? What energy are you embodying? What are you feeling, right? And so if there's something we want to magnetize in, we have to first be that. We have to be the energetic match to whatever it is we want to magnetize in. So if you want to magnetize more love into your life, it's like, are you already the embodiment of love? Are you feeling love for yourself in your life? Are you treating yourself with love? Do you already feel really full of love in your life? Do you think in loving ways about yourself? Or are you often sitting around in feelings of unworthiness and not being enough and self-judgment and self-criticism? And if you are in those other frequencies, you're not then an energetic match to magnetizing more love. Just like if you want to magnetize more money or abundance, but you spend all day in energies of scarcity and lack and not enough and struggle, that's not an energetic match to abundance. So magnetism is about understanding that we're working with energetic principles, and we're working with the principles of matching the frequency of what it is that you want. That's how you magnetize it. Yeah. So you magnetize it by being in the energy, like the feeling. We're working more with like, how would it feel to have it? What is the feeling quality of that desire? And who would I be when it's here? I did a whole podcast on that around embodying the next level version of yourself. You can listen to that episode. It's a really key part that I teach in Creatress, because it's a key part of becoming magnetic, is the embodiment piece. Who are you being? Are you being an energetic match to what you want? Even feel into right now, like the energy you're radiating, how you're feeling, who you're being. Can you feel whether or not right now, are you a complete energetic match to what you want? Or can you feel there's things that would need to shift and change in the energy you're radiating, how you're thinking or feeling, to be a match to what you want? The third principle of magnetism and becoming magnetic to what you want is about taking magnetic action. Inspired, intuitively guided action, not like frenetic, needy action. Because the key thing with action here is it's all about the energy that's driving it. So when we're working with magnetic action, we want the action you're taking to come from your magnetic energy, not to come from an energy of like, what I want isn't here. How do I make it happen? It's not happening fast enough. I need to go push at this because it's not here yet. I need to use my action to make it happen faster. Like, where's that coming from? That's all coming from fear. That's repelling. That's not magnetic. Magnetism comes, and magnetic action, comes from you first cultivating that magnetic energy, being in that space of fullness and wholeness and overflow and radiance and joy and pleasure and self-connection and embodiment and feeling good within yourself. And once you're in that energy moves you. It moves you. It moves through you, and it inspires you to take action, and you infuse that energy that you're feeling into the action that you're taking. You know that feeling of like, not where you're in your head, like, what do I need to do? I need to think about this and strategize about this and figure this out. It's like, no, like I'm feeling really good and I'm just feeling really happy. And now this energy has moved within me and inspired me to want to go do something and to go channel this energy into something, into an action I feel to take, into a conversation I feel to have, into something I feel to put out into the world. When you first align your energy before you take action, when you first come into magnetic energy before you take action, that energy will move you and your intuition will move you and inspire you to take the aligned action. This is not frenetic fear-based action coming from your head. This is action that actually just closes the gap. Your action doesn't make it happen. Your action just helps close the gap on a practical, real world level. Yeah, because your desires already exist energetically, but we need to have them materialize in the physical plane. So we have to play in these physical rules, which is like, we've got to take these steps and kind of create this in the 3D world. And that's what the action does. But you want to take magnetic action that's coming from alignment and trust and fullness rather than fear, desperation, and pushing, forcing energy. The fourth principle of becoming magnetic to what you want is embodying an energy of trust. The magnetic woman lives in a space of trust. It is not magnetic to be continually doubting what you want, to be continually questioning what you want, to not be trusting the universe and saying to the universe, where is it? It's not far, it's not coming yet. Can you feel that energy? Like there's nothing magnetic about that. And there is so much more magnetism to be able to relax. Like magnetism comes from relaxing. It is a leaning back, relaxing energy. And that is like you're in a space of trust, and you can lean back into your magnetism when you trust. The magnetic woman can wait and wait without anxiety because she is in communication with her intuition. She is being guided. She is being shown when it's time to act and when it's time to wait. She knows the universe has heard her desires and is responding to her, but is working with the divine timing and the divine plan. She trusts that. She trusts that her desire is done, and she trusts that she's being guided. And when you sink into that energy of trust, you amplify your magnetism because you're in a space of relaxed knowing. Relax knowing that it's done, and you can trust because you know it's done, because you know it's happening, because you know you're being guided. It's when you're not in connection with your intuition, you're operating primarily from the mind, when you're out of communication with the universe, when you don't know how to practice surrender, that you can't fully sink into your magnetism, and you're instead going to be in this like really controlling, forceful energy around what you want. And whenever you're in the unknown, you're going to freak out. Like whenever, in any point of the manifestation process, if you can't see how it's happening, when it's happening, what the next step is, you'll end up freaking out if you're operating from that heady, controlling space, because the unknown is terrifying to the mind. The unknown is terrifying to the mind because the mind operates on like, what can I see? What is practical and logical and realistic? That's not how intuition operates. Intuition operates in the unseen and in the mystery. So if you want to really create what you want from your intuition, you have to be able to be in the unknown. And then you can be in the unknown because you have this relationship with your intuition. You can hear it and you know it's guiding you. And then you can relax. And then you relax and you lean back into your magnetism. Yeah. And you're in that space of trust around it all. And that is an incredibly magnetic frequency to be in. The fifth principle of magnetism is, and I've sort of been touching on this already, is leaning back into your feminine energy and your receptivity. Being magnetic is a very receptive energy. Magnetism is a receptive energy. So when you're leaning back into your magnetism, I want you to just feel this, like lean back into your chair and notice how as you lean back, it's almost like energy can be drawn towards you. Like feel yourself leaning back into your chair and feel almost like it pulls energy in towards you as you lean back. And also there's all this space and room now in front of you for something to come in. And then I want you to feel yourself sit forward, lean forward, like you're really leaning in. Like imagine there's something on the computer and you're squinting at it and you got to really lean in to see it. Feel yourself lean in. What does that then do to your energy and the energy in front of you? It pushes the energy in front of you away. When you lean in, you push energy away. When you lean back, you draw energy towards you. When you lean in and you push energy away, there's no real room in front of you for anything to come in. Like you're occupying that space. So when you lean back into your body, into your own energy, into your receptivity, you are drawing things towards you. It's like a magnetic force that draws things towards you. And so nurturing and embodying our feminine energy is a really beautiful way to come into our receptivity, to come into that leaning back energy, to lean back into our bodies. This is as well the difference between leaning forward and being up in your head or leaning back and dropping into your body. Again, magnetism is through the body. So we're magnetic when we're in our body, not when we're in our mind. Your mind's energy is not magnetic. Your body is what makes you magnetic, and whatever you're radiating through your body, through your energy field, right? So if you're constantly running on masculine energy, you're constantly leaning forward, you're in that hunting, chasing, forcing, making it happen energy, you're completely blocking your ability to be magnetic. There is no energetic room for anything to come in. You are occupying all of that room with your action and your energy. So we need to allow time and space for us to sink back into our feminine, to rest, to be, to play, to have fun, to take our attention off our desire altogether, to fill ourselves back up, to soften into a receptive space in our body. Then we're becoming magnetic. So there are times you're going to be showing up and taking that inspired magnetic action, which is awesome. Outside of that, you just lean back into your own energy and you enjoy your life. That's what makes you receptive and magnetic to what you want. And this leads me on to my sixth step in becoming magnetic to what you want, is being able to be happy, to feel good, and enjoy your life even before what you want is here. This is really what I was just talking about, right? Like, can you just let go of what you want in those moments between when you're taking action? And can you just come back to being in your own body, in your own life, and enjoying your life? We have to be able to find pleasure and enjoyment in our life before what we want is here, because again, that's how we become magnetic to it. That's how we become an energetic match to it. So many of us are waiting to enjoy our life, waiting to feel good, waiting to feel love, waiting to feel abundance, waiting to feel happy until what we want arrives. That energy of waiting is not magnetic. The energy of having is magnetic. So anytime you're accessing the feelings of like, I already have so much, I already have what I want, I already have so much love, there's already so much joy, look how much money I already have in the bank, look what I do have working well in my life. That is then emitting a frequency of I have, look what I have, look what I have it, it's here, I have it, I have joy, I have happiness, I have money, I have it all. You then become magnetic to more. But if you can't yet enjoy your life because you're waiting for what you want to arrive, you're going to be waiting for a really long time, because waiting repels what you want. It sends out the frequency of what I want isn't here yet. And if you keep sending out that frequency, then what you want won't be here yet because that's what you're radiating. So magnetism comes from our ability to be happy with what we have, to start to feel proud of where we are, to experience gratitude and appreciation for what is going well in our life, to find ways to fill our life up with as much joy and appreciation and happiness and contentment and fulfillment as we can, and feel as many of the qualities that we want to feel when we're going to manifest what we want, to fill our life up with as many of those qualities now. That's what makes you magnetic to more of that, because you're becoming the energetic match. So they are 6 really powerful principles to becoming magnetic to what you want. And a lot of them are energetic principles, and a lot of them really tie into feminine embodiment as well, and understanding alignment and understanding, truly how we create our lives on an energetic level. And this is really all of what I teach you in Creatress, my loves. Magnetism is such a theme. I think everything I teach you in Creatress is based on the foundation of magnetism. It's based on how can we work with your energy, your mindset, your embodiment, your action, your desire. How can we work with it all in a way that is turning on your magnetism to what you want? And these are the tweaks we're making through Creatress. I am coaching and guiding you on live calls, 6 live calls through Creatress. I'm coaching and guiding you to make these tweaks to your energy, to your embodiment, to your mindset, making these tweaks to clear out any sort of blocks or fears or self-doubt that's arising, so that you're really in that magnetic energy, and then you can take that beautiful magnetic action and co-create what you want with the universe. So enrollments are open until the 6th of November. We start on the 7th of November. You can come and join us at conniechapman.com/creatress, link in the show notes. And you can also come and learn even more about magnetism and my feminine approach to manifestation. Come and learn the 7 key pillars of feminine manifestation in my free masterclass, The Art of Feminine Manifestation, happening on Thursday, the 3rd of November. Replays will be available for everyone who registers. So just pop down into the show notes if you want to come to that masterclass. So this was a really short, potent, powerful conversation. I really loved getting to talk about magnetism with you. It's something that really lights me up, and I think is actually such a core part of what I teach, because I teach so much feminine work, and magnetism is such a key part of feminine energy, and we can really use our magnetism to manifest and create what we want with so much more ease and so much more pleasure and so much more joy. So we don't have to hustle and push and force ourselves as we're trying to bring our dreams to life and run ourselves into the ground. So I hope you enjoyed this episode, my love. If you did, make sure you're subscribed to Awaken Radio so you never miss an episode. Share this episode to your socials and tag me at Connie_Chapman, and I will give you a reshare and let me know your biggest takeaway from this episode today. Or if you have a friend who you know will enjoy this episode, make sure you send it on to them. Thank you so much for being tuned in to Awaken Radio today, and I look forward to talking to you again next time.